Oh man, what a beautiful cyber day. My name is Alejandro, and people, let's talk about cars, yo. Hit it, Sergio. On today's episode of Let's Talk About Cars, I want to talk to you guys about Fisker and the MKBHD, aka Marques Brownlee, Bankrupt Fisker. Was he able to do that off a single video? I want to talk about this right now, and I think it's very important that we talk about this subject because this is something that I've been hitting over and over again, and not a lot of people pay attention, and they think I'm just doing it because I'm an horrendous and evil person. But people need to be warned. They need to understand what's out there, and that one day they could fall for a big, and it's not a scam, but a financial really stupid decision. So let's talk about this Fisker thing. So what exactly happened and why are we talking about this? I saw a lot of videos that actually are pointing out to the fact that now that Fisker has announced that they're probably looking into filing for bankruptcy, that Marques Brownlee with a video was able to do this to them. Did he really do that? No. The answer is no. So what exactly is going on? Marques Brownlee, who's one of the best, in my opinion, automotive reviewers, as far as like, and specifically with all the electric stuff. I like his work with regular ICE combustion cars and whatnot, but mostly like he's very good at technology, like very good and very engaging, and he's someone who has a reputation. So he's got to take care of that reputation. This is not something that people can just pay you to do or say, and it's also illegal in the United States for other brands to pay you to talk shit about another brand. So that's not what we're seeing here. He made an honest review on the brand new Fisker Ocean, which is a little SUV looking thing, all electric, made by Fisker, right? And in this video, I believe he said, this is the worst car I've ever driven in my life or I've ever reviewed in my life. And in the video, he starts, trying to make sense of it. He talks about how this car is weird and how it's getting weirder and weirder and weirder. If you guys want to watch the video, go look it up. It's amazing. Go watch it. But do not make do not make the story super long, and I just want to make it summarize it for you. He basically encounters a lot of problems with the car that actually kind of makes no sense for an EV. And as he starts hitting these problems, and he's putting them in front of everyone on the video, obviously Fisker watches the video and they get pissed off. So the first thing they do, the reaction as a company is they call the person that loaned Marques the car. And when they loan them, when they get in touch with the person that loaned them the car, it turned out to be a gentleman who owns a dealership who bought 5 of these cars. One of those is his, and the other ones he's trying to flip, right? This is a business. This is what people do. So he figured it would be a great opportunity to give a very big YouTuber one of his cars so that people go watch the video and actually call his dealership, etc., get more business. Smart move. The problem is, you never know what they're gonna say about the car. Marques didn't like the car, so obviously Fisker reaches out and they're like, dude, what's going on? Is there anything you can say to the guy? Long story short, he goes, listen, the car is getting a software update and we want him to look at the car with the software update, but the guy also sounds like he's heard this BS before about the software update, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. The car is terrible. They promised him 1,000,000 times that the software updates were coming and they were gonna fix everything, and the software updates, believe it or not, are not fixing anything. So obviously the guy's flustered, so he posted and published that phone call with the Fisker team.
Good morning, George. How are you, sir?
Good. Who's this?
My name's Russ Whitlow. I work for Fisker.
And that's also adding fuel to the fire. So at around March 14th, this video came out on February 13th. So exactly a month later, Fisker says that they're looking into filing for bankruptcy. And a lot of people are saying, man, that is like in line, dead on with what Marques did, because a month later they had to file for bankruptcy. But if you really pay attention to Fisker stock took Fisker Inc., their stock, and we'll get into how they were able to become a public company in a second. But Fisker Inc. Their stock got to a maximum level of a little above $31, and right now it's trading at under 15 cents. And you heard that right. It's a loss of 99.95% in value in the stock from its peak to where it's at right now. But if you look at the stock price, really around October of last year, it's when they took that big tumble into where they are right now. So we're not seeing like, oh my God, this one video destroyed Fisker. What destroyed Fisker is Fisker. And this is what I need to warn everybody. Let me give you a little context. Fisker is a Danish-American car designer. He started designing cars for BMW in the 1980s. Then his claim to fame is that he worked on the Z8, the BMW, like the little special edition one. It's kind of cool, James Bond, all that stuff. And then he went to Aston Martin. And he worked with Aston Martin at the design team, so a lot of people attribute the Vantage look from the past to that. In 2005, he launched his own coach building company. That means he's grabbing a used car that already exists and he's making it personal for you. So he's personalizing already existing cars. That didn't go that well because in 2007, he opened Fisker Automotive. And Fisker Automotive had one car that they unveiled in 2008, which is the Karma. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember the Fisker Karma. Justin Bieber had one, Leonardo DiCaprio invested in them, and all that good stuff, right? So if you were one of the people that ordered one of these cars in 2008, you didn't get your car until 2011, which you would say, is that a big deal? No, it's not a big deal. This is normally what happens when that goes on. I want to make it clear, Fisker raised around $1.2 billion for Fisker Automotive. Out of the $1.2 billion, over $1 billion was taxpayers' money from California, right? Car came out in 2011, Fisker declared bankruptcy in 2013. And in this process of bankruptcy, a Chinese group actually bought all of the assets, including the actual car, the Fisker Karma, for $149 million. So he went from having $1.2 billion to having to sell everything for $149 million. Now, it's not clear who kept all that money, but we know that Henrik always got nice paychecks out of that, right? Obviously, that's the name of the game. Listen, didn't work out. It is what it is. So he does that. Chinese company comes out with a Rivero. And I want to say that Fisker Karma is one of the worst cars I've ever driven in my life. I made a video that didn't cause him to go bankrupt. Got like 600,000 views in English, and in Spanish it's got like 2 to 4 million views. I don't know. But it didn't cause the same earthquake that Marquez video did, because obviously today he's like so many years later, etc. And now the community's more around, like they're validating more the opinions of people like Marquez, for example, which I totally agree on and understand. So with that said, you would think, all right, my boy Fisker, he's done with that. No, well, no, he also created a custom Mustang called the Rocket, and I can't remember if it's the Galpin Rocket or just the Rocket alone. And he was supposed to be this Ford Mustang that he forever said that he was doing. He couldn't deliver it. The car came. He actually finished it when the new Mustang came out, making that model obsolete and older, and it had a lot of problems, and that was another bad experience. I was really excited about that car. That was before I knew the trend that Mr. Henrik Fisker and the pattern that he follows with all of his ventures. Now, fast forward to 2020. 2020 is the year where there's one big event that happens around the world, but the other big event is, dude, everyone is going public. There's these SPACs, right? These specialized investment vehicles. That's the whole point of these things, to take things public that are not supposed to be public. And effectively, there's a SPAC called Spartan Energy Acquisitions Group. And Spartan Energy Acquisitions Group is one of these SPACs. They make an investment in Fisker. They value them at $2.9 billion. but they give him $1 billion of operative cash flow. But now it's not Fisker Automotive. Now it's Fisker Inc. Brand new, completely innovative, completely different thing because it's not automotive. Now it's Fisker Inc. So it's a new thing, guys. Believe it or not, it's a new thing. And the vehicle that he's promoting with it is the Fisker Ocean. At this point, you would be wondering, what kind of person would buy a car from this dude after all of the mess ups in the past that he's had? After all the money that he's taking from people, and the only one who benefits out of those equations is my guy Henrik. Who would do that? But there's a lot of people, not a lot, but there's enough people out there for me to make this video and say, guys, please don't fall for this anymore. My guy comes out 2020, they go public, gets all this money, and finally, last year, they begin deliveries of these Fisker Oceans. The Fisker Ocean is a piece of crap. There's nothing proprietary and nothing smart about that car alone. There's nothing that he's doing that's groundbreaking. He's literally asking another company to build him this car, so he's literally doing nothing. And even then, my guy managed to go bankrupt one more time. Now, he hasn't filed officially for bankruptcy, but is going to go bankrupt. That's just my guess. So, the reason why I'm making this video is because it blows my mind that someone, and again, look guys, when you make any business, it's hard to get it done. It's really, really hard as a human being to get any business off the ground. I failed in a million businesses. I have very few businesses that hit it, and when they hit it big. But I don't take people's money in many different ways. I don't take it publicly. I don't go and say, guys, let me raise $1 billion. I don't take it from governments like he did. And remember, the parallel to Fisker was Elon Musk. At some point, everyone thought this is going to be a battle between Elon and Henrik Fisker. How ridiculous does that sound right now? And even then, I guarantee you, Fisker's gonna come out with a brand new car, a brand new company, and there'll be more people giving him money, saying again he's got another Tesla killer, and no one will learn anything again, and I'll be making another one of these videos again with being completely dumbfounded because it makes no sense that people don't learn anything. But I've learned through life that people don't learn anything. And that's just what it is. So if there's anyone here thinking about getting a Fisker car in the future, investing in a Fisker venture in the future, just think about that nice, beautiful $20 million house that Henrik just got himself with that money. And think about all the people that have lost millions of dollars over time that bought his cars, millions of billions of dollars that invested in these companies, and another millions of dollars with his brand new recent car and billions of dollars with a recent company. I need you guys to understand that. Marquez did not bankrupt Fisker. Fisker bankrupted Fisker. That's what he does for a living. And the only one that benefits at the end of this is my guy Henrik. And you would say at some point he would learn something. No, he's not. He's a great car designer. Perhaps he could make this work if he could hire a competent CEO with a vision and an actual production understanding of how to get shit done. Because Rivian did it right? It's not impossible. Tesla did it right when they were fighting it off. I can't believe people really compare the two of them in the past. But I need you guys to understand that. Marquez didn't bankrupt Fisker. Fisker bankrupted Fisker because they suck at everything that they do. There's no software update that's going to help this man, and no software update is going to help the people that have one of these cars. So if you know anyone that's bought in a Fisker that is thinking about buying one, maybe you want to show them this video. Maybe you want to give them a heads up, because I would rather see them putting their money into something that's just not going to be disastrous, and it could be anything. And if you want to burn your money, at least just know the facts before. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Alejandro Salomon, and that's the story of how Fisker just Fiskers everyone in the ass.